Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English Podcast Every Day. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack. We are so happy you are here with us today. How are you doing, Emma?
I'm doing great, Jack. Actually, I'm really excited about today's topic because so many of our listeners ask us the same question. Emma, Jack, how can I speak English better if I don't live in the US or the UK?
That is a classic question. People think they need to buy an expensive plane ticket to learn English. But guess what? You don't. Today, we are going to show you how to turn your own home into a little New York or London.
Exactly. And guys, stay with us until the end of this episode. If you watch this whole video, you are going to learn how to create an English bubble in your house, the secret of shadowing to fix your accent, how to use your phone and Netflix as a teacher, and most importantly, how to feel confident speaking even when you are alone.
By the end of this session, you will have a complete home study plan. No plane ticket, no expensive school. Just you and your motivation.
So, Jack, let's start with the biggest myth. A myth is something many people believe, but it is actually not true. Jack, do you think people need to live in an English-speaking country to be fluent?
Honestly, Emma, no. In fact, I have many friends who moved to America, but they only speak their native language with their roommates. They live in New York, but their English is still at a beginner level.
That's a great point. It's not about where you are. It's about what you do with your time. You can live in London and be silent, or you can live in Istanbul, Berlin, or Tokyo and speak English all day.
Exactly. The world is digital now. When I was learning my second language, I used to imagine that my apartment was a different country. When I crossed my front door, I told myself, okay, now I am in an English zone.
I love that. The English zone. Let's explain this to our listeners. A2 and B1 learners often feel stuck because they think they don't have anyone to talk to. But Jack, you often talk to yourself, right?
All the time. My neighbors probably think I'm crazy, but it works. To improve your English at home, you have to stop making excuses about not being in America.
Right. The goal of this episode is to help you immerse yourself. To immerse means to surround yourself completely with the language. It's like jumping into a pool of English.
So, listeners, take a deep breath. Forget about the plane tickets. Grab a coffee, take a notebook, and let's start building your English home.
Ready? Let's move to our next part. How to actually set up your house for success.
Okay, Emma. We told our listeners they don't need a plane ticket. But if I am sitting in my living room, in my own country, everything around me is in my native language. How do I change that?
It's all about the visual environment, Jack. Think about it. What is the object you look at most every day?
My phone. Definitely my phone. I check it maybe 100 times a day.
Exactly. So step 1, change your phone's language to English. Right now.
Oh, that's a big one. I remember when I did that. At first, I was lost. I wanted to find my settings, and I was like, wait, where is it?
It's a bit scary at first, right? But that's the point. You learn words like settings, display, notifications, and battery without even trying. You see them 50 times a day.
That's true. It becomes passive learning. You don't sit down with a dictionary. You just know it because you see it.
Exactly. And what about the rest of the house? Jack, I know you love your sticky notes.
Guilty. I am the king of Post-it notes. Listeners, this is a classic tip, but it works so well for A2 learners.
Tell them how you do it.
Well, I take a yellow sticky note and I write mirror. Then I stick it on the mirror. I write wardrobe and stick it on the closet. I even wrote microwave on my microwave.
Did you write toilet on the toilet?
Maybe. But here's the trick. Don't just write the word. Write a small sentence.
Oh, I like that. Like what?
I am looking at myself in the mirror. Or for fridge, write, open the fridge if you are hungry.
That is a pro tip, Jack. Using a full sentence helps you learn grammar and vocabulary at the same time.
Exactly. Because in real life, we don't speak in single words. We speak in patterns.
Okay, so we have the phone and the sticky notes. What about the ear environment?
You mean what we listen to while we cook or clean?
Yes. Most people think they need to study English for 2 hours. But who has 2 hours of free time?
Not me. I'm always busy.
Right. So you use your dead time. When you are washing the dishes, put on an English podcast. Even if you don't understand 100%, your brain is hearing the rhythm.
I call that the background noise method. It's like music. You don't always listen to the lyrics of a song, but you know the melody. English has a melody too.
English has a melody. I love that phrase, Jack.
Thanks. And for our B1 learners, try to find intermediate podcasts, just like this one. Don't listen to the news yet. It's too fast and too formal.
Good point. Use content that is comprehensive input. That means you should understand about 60% or 70% of it. If it's 0%, you will get bored and stop.
So, to summarize this part, phone settings changed? Check. Sticky notes on the fridge? Check. English podcast while cleaning? Check.
You are building your English bubble, Jack. And once you are inside that bubble, you start thinking in English.
Thinking in English. That sounds hard, Emma. How do we do that?
Well, that is a perfect bridge to our next topic. But first, let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we will talk about the power of passive listening. And we are back. Jack, before the break, we mentioned the English melody. Now, let's talk about how to hear that melody, even when we are not studying.
You mean passive listening, right? This is my favorite part because it feels like I'm being lazy, but I'm actually learning.
Exactly. It's the lazy way to get better. But Jack, many of our listeners ask, Emma, if I don't understand what they are saying, am I really learning?
That is a great question. And the answer is a big fat yes. Think about a baby, Emma. Does a baby understand grammar? Does a baby use a dictionary?
Of course not. They just listen to their parents for 2 years before they even say mama.
Exactly. They are practicing passive listening for 24 hours a day. Their brains are getting used to the sounds, the intonation, and where one word ends and the next one begins.
I love that. Where one word ends. In English, we link words together. We don't say, what is up? We say, what's up?
Right. And if you only read books, you will never learn that. You need to hear it. So, Emma, what should our listeners actually listen to?
Well, for A2 and B1 levels, I suggest vlogs. Go to YouTube and find someone who talks about their daily life. Maybe a cooking video or a travel vlog.
Why vlogs? Why not the BBC News?
Oh, Jack, the news is so formal. Nobody says, the Prime Minister stated today in a coffee shop. You want to hear real-life English. Phrases like, I'm gonna, I wanna, or you know what I mean?
True. I remember when I started listening to American podcasts, I was so confused by the word stuff. Everyone was saying this stuff and that stuff. I looked it up and realized it just means things.
Stuff is a classic. See? You learned that by hearing it repeatedly, not from a textbook.
So, here is a challenge for our listeners. Tomorrow, when you are brushing your teeth or taking the bus, don't listen to music in your native language. Put on an English radio station or a simple podcast.
Even if it feels like noise at first, your brain is like a sponge. It is absorbing the rhythm.
But Emma, what if I get frustrated because I don't understand a single sentence? Sometimes I feel like my head is going to explode.
That's normal, Jack. When that happens, just relax. Don't try to translate every word in your head. Translation is the enemy of fluency.
Translation is the enemy. Wow, that's deep. Write that down, guys.
It's true. If you translate from your language to English, you will always speak slowly. Passive listening helps you bypass that. You start to associate the sound directly with the meaning.
I have a trick for this. I call it the 15-minute background rule.
Tell us more.
Every morning, for just 15 minutes while I make my breakfast, I turn on the loudest, fastest English talk show I can find. I don't try to understand. I just let the English wash over me like a shower.
An English shower. I love your metaphors today, Jack.
I'm on fire today. But seriously, it wakes up the English part of my brain. After those 15 minutes, when I actually sit down to study, my brain is already warm.
That is such a good point. It's like a warm-up before exercise. You wouldn't run a marathon without stretching, right?
Exactly. Passive listening is the stretching of language learning.
Okay, listeners. So we have our English environment and we have our background sounds. But eventually, we have to open our mouths and speak.
Uh-oh, the scary part. Speaking.
It doesn't have to be scary if you are the only one in the room.
Are we talking about the shadowing technique?
You bet we are. But let's save that for the next part because it is a game changer. Okay, Jack, we've talked about listening and setting up the house. But now it's time to get loud. It's time to speak.
Oh boy, this is where everyone gets nervous. They say, "But Emma, I have no one to talk to. My cat doesn't speak English."
Well, your cat is a great listener. But seriously, you don't need a partner to start speaking. Have you ever heard of the shadowing technique?
Shadowing? Like a ninja?
Exactly like a ninja. You follow a native speaker's voice like a shadow. When they speak, you repeat exactly what they say, at the same time or just a second later.
Wait, so I don't just listen and then repeat? I try to talk with them?
Yes. Think about a song. When you sing along with your favorite artist, you match their speed, their emotion, and their accent. That's shadowing.
So if I'm watching a movie and a character says, "I'll be back," I should say, "I'll be back," at the exact same time.
Precisely. It forces your mouth muscles to move at the speed of a native speaker. It's like gymnastics for your tongue.
I love that. Tongue gymnastics. But Emma, I have a confession to make.
Oh? What is it?
I don't just shadow movies. I talk to myself in the shower every single day.
Really? What do you talk about?
I narrate my life like I'm in a movie. I say, "Okay, Jack is now putting on the shampoo. The water is very warm. He is thinking about breakfast."
That is actually a brilliant tip for B1 learners. It's called self-narration.
It's great, but it can be embarrassing. One time, my roommate walked into the bathroom while I was saying, "Jack is brushing his teeth with great intensity," and he just stared at me. He thought I lost my mind.
That's hilarious. But hey, your English improved, right?
Totally. Because when you speak out loud, you find out which words are hard for you to pronounce. If you only think the words in your head, everything sounds perfect. But when you say them, it's a different story.
That is so true. Here's another trick for our listeners. The mirror technique. Stand in front of a mirror and watch your mouth.
Why the mirror?
Because English uses different muscles than your native language. For example, the TH sound, like in think or the, you need to see where your tongue is.
Oh, I see. So I look in the mirror and say, "The weather is thin," and check if my tongue is between my teeth.
Exactly. It's about building muscle memory. If you do this for 5 minutes a day, your brain and your mouth start to work together.
So let me summarize for the guys at home. Shadowing. Repeat after a video or podcast immediately. Self-narration. Describe what you are doing while you do it. Mirror practice. Watch your mouth to fix those tricky sounds.
And don't worry about being perfect. Your goal isn't to sound like a Hollywood actor on day one. Your goal is to be understood.
Right. Progress, not perfection.
Exactly. And speaking of watching things, in the next part, we are going to talk about how to use Netflix and apps the right way, because just watching isn't enough.
You mean I can't just eat popcorn and suddenly speak English?
Sorry, Jack. There's a bit more to it than that. Let's talk about digital tools next.
Emma, I'm ready. I have my popcorn, I have my favorite show, and I'm ready to learn English by watching Stranger Things for 5 hours.
Slow down, Jack. If you just watch and eat, you are only entertaining yourself. To actually learn, you need to be an active viewer, not a passive one.
Active? You mean I have to do push-ups while watching?
No, silly. I mean, you have to use the subtitle strategy. Listeners, this is very important for A2 and B1 levels.
Okay, let's break it down. What is the first rule of subtitles?
Rule number 1. Avoid your native language. If you watch an English movie with Turkish or Spanish subtitles, your brain will only read. It will ignore the English sounds.
That is so true. It's like my brain is lazy. It takes the easy way out.
Exactly. For A2 learners, I recommend English audio with English subtitles. This way you hear the word and see the spelling at the same time.
But what if I'm B1?
If you are B1, try the subtitle sandwich. Watch the first 10 minutes with English subtitles. Then watch the next 10 minutes without subtitles. Finally, turn them back on to check if you understood.
Oh, I like that. It's like training wheels on a bike. You take them off for a bit, then put them back.
Exactly. And guys, use the 10-second rewind button. If you hear a cool phrase like, "I'm pulling your leg," don't just keep going. Go back, listen again, and repeat it.
I do that all the time, especially with slang. But Emma, what about these new AI tools everyone is talking about in 2026?
Oh, the world has changed, Jack. Now you don't even need a human teacher to practice speaking. Have you tried ChatGPT's voice mode or My Civi AI?
I use ChatGPT every morning. I tell it, "Hey, act like a barista at a coffee shop, and I want to order a complicated drink."
That's perfect. AI is great because it doesn't get tired and it doesn't judge you. You can make 100 mistakes and it will just say, "No problem, let's try again."
And there are apps like Elsa Speak for pronunciation. It actually shows you exactly how to move your tongue. It's like having a little English coach in your pocket.
Also, for our listeners who use Chrome, you must try the Language Reactor extension for Netflix. It shows you 2 languages at once and lets you click on any word to hear it.
Wait, so I can see the English subtitle and the translation right under it?
Yes, it makes active watching so much easier. You can even save words to a list and study them later.
Wow! So between Netflix, YouTube vlogs, and AI tutors, we basically have a 24/7 English school in our pockets.
We really do. The problem isn't a lack of tools, Jack. The problem is usually consistency.
Consistency. That sounds like a big word. What does it mean?
It means doing it every day, even when you don't want to. And that, my friend, is exactly what we are going to talk about in our final part.
Wow, Emma, we've covered a lot today. Changing phone settings, sticking notes on the fridge, talking to the mirror, and even arguing with AI.
It sounds like a busy day, doesn't it? But Jack, here is the most important secret of all. It's not about doing all of this for 5 hours on a Sunday.
Let me guess. It's about doing a little bit every single day?
Exactly. Consistency beats intensity.
Consistency beats intensity. I love that. So if I study for 15 minutes every morning, is that better than studying for 3 hours once a week?
100%. Your brain is like a muscle. If you go to the gym once a month and lift 100 kilos, you will just get hurt. But if you lift 5 kilos every day, you get strong.
That makes so much sense. Because if I don't see English for 6 days, my brain forgets how it sounds. It goes back to sleep.
Right. So, listeners, here is our 15-minute challenge for you. Can you give us 15 minutes a day? 5 minutes of listening, a podcast or video. 5 minutes of shadowing. Repeat what you heard. 5 minutes of writing or speaking. Tell yourself about your day.
That's it? Only 15 minutes? Everyone has 15 minutes. You can do that while waiting for the bus or making your coffee.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Jack, remember when you first started learning?
Oh, I was terrible. I once told a waiter I wanted to marry the soup instead of carry the soup.
Did he say yes?
He just looked very confused. But you know what? I learned the difference between marry and carry, and I never forgot it. Mistakes are just lessons in disguise.
Lessons in disguise. You are full of quotes today, Jack. But you're right. Don't wait until your English is perfect to start using it. Start today with your broken English, and it will get better tomorrow.
Well said, Emma. So guys, we want to hear from you. Look at the comment section below.
Yes. Tell us, which one of these tips are you going to try today? Are you going to change your phone language or start talking to your cat in English?
Let us know. We read all your comments, and we love seeing your progress.
And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to English Podcast Every Day. We are here for you every step of the way.
You've got this. No plane ticket needed, just your voice and your passion.
See you in the next episode, everyone. Keep practicing.
Bye-bye. See ya.